3, 2.
Welcome back, Bottle Killers. Welcome back to Bottle Kill TV. And what do we usually say? It's been a while since we've done that, but it actually hasn't. It feels like we're
rolling.
It feels like we're on an absolute roll. We're
Yeah.
on a roll like toilet tissue, as Little Wayne once articulated. Little Wayne mused. This is good. I don't quite think that we've hit the golden era of Bottle Kill TV yet, but I think we're really picking up momentum.
Yeah, it's going well, isn't it? We've been steamrolling through some episodes.
I think we're cooking on gas. I think it's the best is yet to come, but I'm happy with how it's going. And today we actually have a gift that we got from Teeling's Distillery. They sent this to us as to do what we want with it, really. But we decided that the honest thing to do would be to give it a good review.
Yep, absolutely.
And so one thing though, which is in my mind, like I'm not exactly Tony from the Bill, but I do know, and you visited Teeling's recently, so maybe you can shed some light on this.
Yeah.
I know Teeling's it's quite a new distillery. It's 2015 that it was founded.
Yeah.
This is a 21-year-old whiskey that we're reviewing today. So that doesn't mathematically make sense. So is this Teeling whiskey or is this something else? You tell me.
Yeah, so Teeling's got a pretty rich history. I think it was like the late 1700s, like 1782 or something.
Mm-hmm.
It was founded by Walter Teeling. And this was when like Irish whiskey was the pinnacle of whiskey. There was about 36 distilleries in the, I think it was the Golden Triangle in Dublin, Libertines area. And then they kind of hit the harder times as things progressed. Like Prohibition had a big effect on them. And ironically, Scotch kind of took over when they started making blends because they were more approachable. They appealed to a wider market. And it was an Irish guy who actually invented the coffee column still, which because it can continuously produce, that meant they could produce spirits cheaper en masse.
Yeah.
Fast forward, it was John Teeling who sort of resurrected the family tradition in whiskey, you know, from his, I guess, great grandfather's founding days, and started Cooley Distillery. So Cooley Distillery was bought out, I want to say, I think it was Beam Suntory that was bought out eventually. And as part of the deal, the sons, Jack and Stephen, made sure that there was a number of casks of Cooley stock that was included.
Okay.
So that's why Teeling is able to produce whiskey that is, you know, bottled under their name. So yeah, it absolutely will be a different distillate.
Okay, that's good because, you know, what you find is some of these distilleries are too young to be producing their own whiskey, right?
Yeah, I think it's really helped them with the platform.
And so they buy whiskey and distillate from other places. But this has kind of got like a family legacy to it then. So it's kind of a little bit more, I wouldn't say honest, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a little bit more like, it's got a little bit more
Credibility,
yeah.
Sincerity,
yeah. It's kind of like a family mission, is like a family destiny.
Did you know as well the Cooley Distillery? Do you know what Irish whiskey they produce?
No, I as you were talking, I was trying to think. I've never heard of Cooley whiskey before.
Connemara.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so that's one of their brands. So this is a first for Bottle Kill TV as well. We've never actually reviewed an Irish whiskey on Bottle Kill TV before. We've had one because we did in the Whiskey of the Year. We had an honourable mention and we drank a Waterford. So we've drank Irish whiskey. Yeah. But no, I went through the videos. We've never actually reviewed an Irish whiskey so far. So first time.
In the 4th of July, 1806, we sailed from Lake Coastry Cove of Cork.
Singing again. You love bringing the singing into the episodes lately.
Irish Rover. Yeah, so I really think Irish whiskey is one that I want to know more of, because what we have is we have our first whiskey tour, which is non-Scottish, non-Scotland whiskey tour this year with our friends. So we're actually going to go to Ireland and we're going to try a couple of distilleries. You've got an Irish episode coming up, actually, the Dublin vlog.
Oh, yeah.
Which is coming up, where you visited Teelings, and so there'll be a little bit of a preview to maybe what we'll get up to in Ireland in November when you release your Dublin vlog video. And you tell me what are you getting from it? Let's jump into the review.
This is so fruity. The whiskey that we're drinking, by the way, so this is the Teeling Rising Reserve 3rd edition. It's bottled at 46%. And it will set you back anywhere between about 195 and 225 pounds, depending on where you get it from. And this spent the first 18 years of its life maturing in bourbon casks, and then a 3-year period being finished in ruby port casks. And, you know, what I get is an incredibly rich, fruity, really decadent dram. You know, it's got a lot of sweet notes that jump straight out the glass when you start nosing it.
Jesus Christ, how heavy is this bottle?
It's a showpiece bottle, isn't it?
This could be like a murder weapon on Cluedo. It's like Professor whatever in the library, Professor Plum in the library. Jesus Christ, and it's very thin.
Yeah, I like it though. I like the style.
Scarily thin. That doesn't even look like it's 70 centiliters, is it? It's I think it's very tall.
Because it's taller, but it's like flat, isn't it? So
yeah, they people are trying to like reduce their packaging. They've gone extra on their packaging.
It's a lovely bottle, isn't it? Absolute showpiece.
It is lovely. So I just checked the strength of it, 46%.
Yeah.
So it tastes way stronger than 46% just off the nose. This is our 3rd dram today. And so we just had the last whiskey we had is at a 49%. This seems richer, thicker, heavier than what we just had. This is
It is a thick dram, isn't it? It's very, very rich
and very strong as well. You know, even though it's 46%, you really get that spice.
Yeah, you do get the spice from the bourbon casks, definitely.
There's a lot of spicy whiskeys.
Spicy, peppery,
like black
kind
pepper,
of, yeah.
White pepper.
Yeah. But there's a lot of fruity notes to it as well. I get like milk chocolate, plummy, jammy kind of.
Oh, real plummy
from
jam.
the port, yeah.
Plum jam, yeah.
Really sweet, but nice balance with that spice as well. Comes through more in the finish.
So rich. This is literally like jam on toast. Isn't it? It's like you could spread it on toast. It's that thick.
Yeah, it's a proper jammy dram.
Wow.
Try saying that 3 times fast. Jammy dram, jammy dram, jammy dram.
It's worse than I
Can't
singing.
do it.
So this is wonderful. This is really good.
Yeah, it's great, and also the smoothness as well. I think not to forget to mention that Irish whiskey is triple distilled, so generally appeals to the palate of people that appreciate a smoother whiskey, and it's almost like silky smooth.
It's just so rich, you know, like decadent.
It just feels like you're just like blown away by the richness. It's like it's just so rich, so rich.
Well last episode was the Freud Select, so it was like that's like a watered down, thin Lefroy. This is like I've not had a whiskey like this for a little while, which has just got it's just got so much syrup to it.
Yeah.
You know, we talked about the Lyle's golden syrup on an episode recently. This is like even thicker than that.
Yeah, it is. It's a proper.
This is like that honey you have to like really mix in your porridge,
yeah.
You know, to get it to melt a little before it'll spread.
It's lovely, isn't it? It's really, really nice dram.
And it's really interesting because, you know, people will often, if you give somebody who doesn't drink whiskey a whiskey, they'll drink it and they'll go, "Oh, Jesus, it's too strong for me." That is, I don't know how they actually do it, because you're putting distillate into a wooden barrel, but that's so sweet.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a little bit sickly sweet. You know, it's because if you put on the sweet paradigm, this is so sweet.
Yeah. But I think you tend to find out with Irish whiskies, they do tend to be on the sweeter side.
And why is that? Do you know why?
I think it's maybe the triple distillation plays a part in that.
So that's where they get the smoothness, definitely.
Yeah, the extra smoothness, the extra kind of sweetness. definitely plays a part. But I'm a big fan of Irish whiskey, although again, because it's kind of like where do you draw the line? I start going down the rabbit hole of Irish whiskey, it's like the next thing I'm going to have like 100 bottles of Irish whiskey. But there's definitely
how many distilleries are there in Ireland?
there's a few like and then again, then you've got like sort of brands and stuff, but there's a lot to pick from.
The Teelings have an age statement themselves. Yeah. There was distiller
Um,
at the distillery.
That is a good question. Off the top of my head, I can't remember coming across one, but they do some excellent stuff. They do like they're doing some really interesting things. They've got a crystal malt one that I remember trying when I went to the distillery. Really loved that. Like that was all about the different type of barley. I know you liked Connemara peated. If you want a good peated Irish whiskey, Teeling Black Pit's cask strength, so good, so good.
Yeah, I actually went off Connemara a little bit when I went back to it. I had the 12-year-old. I had the 12-year-old peated.
Yeah,
And it was well, I think they're all peated. It was the fact that it was the 12-year-old, but it was only 40%. And for some reason, when I went back to it, it was too weak for me.
bit of an oak select.
It just didn't have enough kick for me.
Connemara select.
And I think that's because coming from the Isle of pizza,
Yeah,
it didn't do it. But this is I put some water in it. It hasn't really made any difference to it.
Yeah, for me, I don't.
It's like you know Peter Kay used to describe hobnobs. You know, it just absorbs the tea like more. Yep, it just absorbs the water. It's so thick.
Dunk me again. You've just got like a bead of water floating on top of the whiskey. It can't penetrate the thick syrupy honey sweetness.
It's like Bane. I was born in the dark. It's like you can't water me. You can't outwater this whiskey.
But yeah, it's good. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to going to Ireland. Looking forward to getting back to Teeling's. We'll definitely be trying some more good stuff. But it's a distillery that I think has got a really bright future. Really, really bright. They're doing some good stuff, and this is excellent. This is a lovely whiskey.
Well, this is aged stock, right? So and it's from Cooley Distillery. So it's not really got so much in terms of relationship to what Teelings is going to be. You know, that's going to still be something for me to explore. And you've had a lot of Teelings at the Teeling distillery itself, so you've got a bit more of experience. But I'm excited to try it. But what I do know is that if you want to buy this bottle, then I think it's a buy. The only thing is, how much actually is it? I don't think it's cheap, is it?
No, it's not. I said it's anywhere between like 195 and 225.
So we have an episode, maybe it'll be the one after this, where we just did a quick little 5-minute discussion on what would denote a celebration whiskey that you would buy for a special occasion. And I think this is a special occasion whiskey. One, because it's so decadent, and two, because it looks fantastic. This is one that you could put on your. I'm surprised this isn't in your glass, your display downstairs.
I've tried. Okay. I did try. Yeah, it doesn't fit. It's like the Johnny Walker Blue Label bottles as well. They're like really tall, so there's not enough height on the shelf for it. But yeah, otherwise this would be 100%.
It's beautiful.
It's a great.
So this is a wonderful expression of Teeling's, the only one I've ever had. So I don't know why I'm doing that.
I've got a couple actually. I've got the Pot Still, and I've got the Wonders of Wood. The Wonders of Wood is, again, it's another sort of series that they do where they experiment with different types of casks, and this was one that we tried at the distillery. Didn't get a bottle of it. I can't remember if I only had hand luggage, so I couldn't take it back on the plane, and then it hadn't been released in the UK yet, so waited a while to get that one, but that's good. I think it's Swedish Virgin Oak, really nice, quite woody, but again, it's that kind of experimentation with different types of casks. But this is what I love about the Teeling distillery is it's like progressive. It's kind of like Brit Laddie, they really were innovative and like doing lots of different new things that were really sort of like raising the bar. That's why I think Teeling, bright future, still young. What's the word that I'm looking for? Kind of like not renegade, but yeah, I think they're just not afraid to experiment and they're doing some really good stuff.
Mavericks,
yeah.
The it's really spicy on the bottom. So it's like at first it was like really sweet, but then it's really got that spicy undertone as well, which is coming through from, I guess it's the wood rather than the wood itself rather than the port.
I'd say so, yeah. Well, don't forget, it spent the first 18 years in bourbon oak. So,
Yeah. Okay.
you've got a very well-aged 18-year-old bourbon cask matured whiskey then being finished for that period. So I do think, I think that the introduction to the whiskey, the first thing that I got was the sweetness, those sort of jammy, plummy, and then the sticky kind of the honey sweetness, the syrupy sweetness, bit of milk chocolate. But then when you start to get to like the mid palate and the finish, that's when you get the spice. You get nice sort of drying oak spice, little bit peppery, that woodiness coming through.
It's
Really,
got a little bit of like method. It's kind of reminds me of like Hall Soothers.
yeah, yeah.
Or Halls. You know, the cough drops. You know, they kind of got that. It's got like that
Yeah.
slight like medicinal.
Yeah, like the cherry flavor Hall
Yeah.
soothers.
Yeah.
Yeah, with that like liquid bit in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then just with a little like a little spice on top, a little white pepper on top.
Yeah. Little bit sort of like clove, I think.
Yeah,
gives
yeah,
it
that's a good call, yeah.
medicinal kind
Yeah.
of like little bit of medicinal
A
quality
little
to
bit
it.
of clove or nutmeg, something like that. Just gives it
Definitely.
that little taste. So great. Well, you know, I think that was a phenomenal dram, and obviously, full disclosure, that was a gift. So you know, it's always you're always gonna get some level of placebo, but I think that breaks placebo. I think that is a incredibly well crafted, rich, decadent whiskey. So flavorful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Well, we've had it for a long time, haven't we? Like, this episode has been long overdue, so our apologies go out to Teeling, but we filmed it a couple of times, and we wanted to make sure that we did it justice. So I think now that we're back up and running, we've been getting episodes out regularly. Now is the time to do it, and yeah, it's an excellent whiskey, really good.
Yeah, I think the great thing about the I've lost one point here. Totally lost my train of thought.
Well, I don't even know. Like, there's nothing that you could compare it to. This is what I think is quite interesting about our experimentation into Irish whiskey. Is it's so different from Scotch. Still great, like excellent whiskey, but completely different.
Yeah, it's a new. I'm excited for this Irish journey. We kind of teased that I was going to go on a bit of an Irish journey this year, and I kind of started just going straight back to Campbelltown and Islay. But I think Ireland's time has arrived.
Yeah.
For it. So yeah, take them out and then we'll do the 2-minute review.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining us for the Teeling Rising Reserve Edition 3. I hope you had a good time. I've had a good time. Michael, have you had a good time?
This is really good, really good.
And we'll see you next time on Bottle Kill TV. Okay, so as we always do on your favourite whiskey channel on YouTube, Bottle Kill TV, we've got a 2-minute review of the Teeling Rising Reserve Edition 3, which has been matured in bourbon oak and ruby port casks. Michael, why don't you tell us what you think of this one?
Yeah, this is richer than a Swiss financier's bank account. This is more decadent than a Bavarian king's castle. This is an incredibly well crafted, rounded, thick, syrupy, fruity, lovely whiskey. This is right up my street.
It's excellent. I mean, it's well aged, so you've got a lot of smoothness on the nose. Like, immediately, what's going to jump out the glass is those lovely fruity notes. It's a super jammy whiskey. Think like plums, strawberry jam on toast. Then when you get into the palate, you've got that lovely smoothness that it hits you with. It's so rich, like Michael said. It's almost like thick honey. You've got some lovely chocolatey notes, but then the interplay between the bourbon oak and those really sort of red fruit notes from the port casks, you start getting that spice coming through in the mid palate into the finish, and it's got this really interesting medicinal quality, almost akin to Hall Soothers, cherry flavour Hall Soothers. There's a little bit of clove, bit of spice, bit of pepper. Just overall an excellent, really rich, decadent dram.
Yeah, this is one. If you see it and you want to treat yourself to a lovely bottle of whiskey that you're going to enjoy. This is one to go grab.
Absolutely. And thank you once again for joining us. Do make sure that you hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time on Bottle Kill TV.
Oh, and thank you to Teelings for providing the bowl.
Thank you. Thank you.
On the 4th of July, 1806, we sailed from Lake Cope Street Cove of Cork.